Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we have an ANTEC case and we have some advantages compared to the other ANTEC chassis that we did so far. Now, I know I said that a couple of times already during the past review videos, but the DP505 WHITE, which is a new case from ANTEC, definitely brings us some new stuff in their cases. Let's put it that way. Now, first of all, what I can say is what I've noticed while building is loads of holes and rubber grommets around the chassis. First, you usually get two openings on the power supply. Now we have three. You have a separated opening here for your graphic card, even though I didn't use it because I have a shorter card than usual. Four openings than usual, which is really appreciated basically when you have a cable management stuff going on. Then we have 5 rubber grommets and 5 openings on the far right side, right next to the motherboard, which is again another cool thing which we didn't see in the past ANTEC cases. And you have loads of openings above the motherboard. You have a separated opening just for the rear fan, so you don't have to mix it with the EPS, and you can nice and easily connect the EPS cable without any issues. Now, I won't say that the past ANTEC cases had some sort of problems such as that, because I really do enjoy building in ANTEC cases, the past ones and especially this one. But this one has much more organized stuff and is definitely much better quality wise. I would say something that they actually brainstormed a bit more than just slapping a new front panel and adding some bits and pieces different than from the past cases. So there's really loads of stuff going on inside this case. But first of all, check out the front panel, which really does look outstanding. And the most important thing, it's completely opened, well, meshed. It has a fine mesh at the front, so the airflow is without a doubt unquestionable. Now, what I did in this case is, well, basically the case comes with 3 120mm fans on front, which are addressable RGB. You can adjust the LEDs directly. Either you connect them to your motherboard, to your addressable RGB header, or you can adjust them at the top with the LED button. It's all up to you. Basically, it's that simple. But you do have a controller at the back, which gives you a possibility to connect 6. So that's quite outstanding with the controller, but I didn't go into details with that because, well, we already had a couple of controllers in ANTEC cases, so I'm just going to skip that. Now, of course, I do love the Striker, Torque, Dark Cube and the new Canon, but this one raises the level of quality and innovation in ANTEC cases compared to the other past models, not comparing it to their premium segment, let's put it that way. So what's there left to say? Now, you know the other ANTEC cases, some of you liked it, some of you didn't. Had the opening for the power supply shroud. This one doesn't have. You have a quite nice long power supply shroud, clean slate, where you could actually, if you're into modding, you can actually do wonders here, some extra stuff, or if you just want to go with a sticker bomb, it's all up to you. Now at the back, which they did additionally to everything, is they placed the additional possibility to mount your power supply. So you have a special bracket, you remove it with 2 thumb screws. I know this is nothing special compared to some other high-end cases and manufacturers, but this for ANTEC and this budget-oriented cases is a big step forward, I would say. So you have that bracket, you attach to your power supply, you place the power supply in. That's it. Quite outstanding comparing to other ANTEC cases. Again, I have to mention that. Now, one more thing that caught my eye is the side cutout next to the PCI Express slots and the brackets where you place your graphic card or some other PCI cards. You can now nicely place your screwdriver and tie or untie the screws that are holding the graphic card or any other PCI card. So that's also something that they thought through this time. That's what gives this case advantage compared to the others. The cables, well, they can be easily arranged because you have loads of space. You have at the back two 2.5-inch caddies for your SSDs or hard drives, and at the bottom you have a possibility for one cage for 3.5-inch hard drive. I think you can mount another one on top or one 2.5-inch SSD, but that's all up to you to discover and realize if you actually need two 3.5-inch hard drives. At the back, there's really loads of space. You can really do some nice stuff at the back when we're talking about cable management, rerouting the cables and everything else. Even though the cables, as in any ANTEC case in this category, are, let's say, somewhat scattered around. So if you want to reorganize them, that's also a possibility to make it look really nice at the back as well. Now, since we're talking about the DP505 white, complete white actually, we have a tempered glass which looks really solid, really nice, and it has white rims, which you might have seen me complaining about in a couple of videos where you have a white case and you get a tempered glass with black rims. That doesn't go together whatsoever, and this one really does look quite outstanding. Now, there's also more stuff that ANTEC did in this case to, let's say, put advantages comparing to their past cases. So you have power on or off button, you have an LED switch, you have two USB 3.0, you have two 3.5mm jacks, one is for your headset and one is for your microphone, and you have USB Type-C. Yeah, finally, on, let's say, budget-oriented cases from ANTEC, you have USB Type-C on top, which is quite outstanding. Some of you that are watching this video as my first video, you'll be thinking most likely, what's this guy talking about in terms of why is he so fascinated by Type-C on a case? Usually we're used to that with more expensive cases that usually come with Type-C already, or you could buy additional USB Type-C connected. They already have a hole. You just need to buy the PCB board with cables and the connector, and that's it. Basically, so far, all ANTEC cases in this category, so I'm not talking about Canon, Striker or any other case in that premium segment, didn't have Type-C. So this is why I am saying that Type-C and some other parts are really outstanding to have in an ANTEC case. Now, without further ado, let me show you what I did. It's not, of course, something special like I did with my workstation. This is just a PC that I used for testing out and to see the thermals on the processor, on the graphic card, to see how the actual airflow goes throughout this case and what temperature it gets. I added two additional fans on top, 120 and one at the rear, just to get more airflow and outtake, because since this case comes with three 120 on front, you do need an outtake. So let's check it out and see. Of course, I like to go with one color scheme throughout the whole build, even though the RAMs at the beginning don't synchronize until Windows boots. But in any situation, I used something which is fairly new, talking about ANTEC products, and we have here their CSK. This is Supron Strike 750 watts semi-modular power supply. You can actually grab 550 and 650, which is quite nice, quite solid. This is 80 plus bronze, and as you can see, I'm running here 6650 from Sapphire, well, 6650 XT Sapphire graphic card, which is quite normally working without any issues. So yeah, quite solid power supply for a nice price, with nice price tag. And the thing is, for instance, you're running a full white build and you buy this kind of power supply which has a yellow sticker, and imagine the older cases having an opening here and then you have something yellow here popping out. So that's something to add. I'm not saying because of that the power supply is bad. I'm just saying for visual aspect, that's really cool they closed this part. Now, in terms of thermals and altogether performance, testing everything out, we have here AMD Ryzen 5 5600G, which I really hope will change quite soon, because I already reused it for these benchmarks and I think you're already getting bored out of it. And the Sapphire Radeon RX 6650 XT Nitro Plus in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition, just with CPU and GPU ticked for stress testing. The CPU went up to 60 degrees Celsius and GPU went up to 56 degrees Celsius. So I would say that the actual airflow is really outstanding. Now also in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition system stability test, you can add CPU, FPU, cache and system memory and the GPU. The GPU stayed the same actually on 56 degrees Celsius, while the CPU with all of that selected went up to 65. So there wasn't too much of a difference. 5 degrees Celsius was actually quite alright, and I would say that this case, just by adding 3 additional fans, nice CPU tower cooler, we can't deny that the Noctua NHQ12A doesn't cool, it really does, and it really keeps almost all processors low with the temperature. But I would say that this case with this kind of airflow really does the job quite nicely. And with all other, I would say, all other features and advantages compared to the other cases, I would give this case some badge. And it's not innovative because we have other brands that actually have all this stuff inside. I can't give it Best Buy because compared to the other ANTEC cases, they do perform like this, but you do get more advantages here. So my best bet and definitely recommendation from me for this case, I would give this one a PC Crazy approved badge. That's more suitable basically because we have loads of advantages compared to the past ANTEC cases, which aren't in the premium segment, which are basically based in a category which are affordable yet really good. And comparing to some other cases in this price category, you won't get all of this stuff and you won't get the design, the looks and all the functionalities. Plus all the advantages, that's it. PC Crazy approved badge without a doubt. My name is Dario from PC Crazy. Hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Hopefully I will see you all next time in a video, which will be very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.